All right.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Reed Schweizer with Jeff Tumbarello and Justin Mercier, a.k.a. the Tattooed Realtor. This is just a little open roundtable discussion. We're going to kick around some ideas. Jeff and I have, seen Justin on a lot of social media. If you haven't seen him, you should check him out. Not only does it sound like he's a great realtor, an interesting dude. So it's just going to be three guys. You got the Tattooed Realtor, you got the Marine Realtor, and the Redneck Realtor. We're going to get together and kick around some ideas. So I guess the best thing, Justin, obviously you kind of have a unique online personality for a realtor. How'd you get into the business, and how have you been, I guess maybe accepted, viewed? Tell me about, just give us your story, I guess.
Well, I've always loved real estate. I've watched every single real estate show on TV. It's just I've always wanted to be a realtor, but with my look, I was just kind of didn't think I can do it. And then I was buying my second home in Gilbert, which is like it's ranked the second safest city in the nation. It's a really big Mormon community, a lot of expensive houses. And then when I went to search for my second home, because I already owned a home in Gilbert, and I was selling it to upgrade. And I would go to open houses and get completely ignored by the realtors that were there. Like they wouldn't approach me. They wouldn't give me the MLS list. They wouldn't do anything because I was out searching by myself.
Hey, Reed, is it funny how quick you speak realtor, though?
Yeah.
How long have you been licensed, Justin?
4 months. 5 months.
Wow, yeah, you definitely got it, bro.
Oh.
The lingo.
Oh, yeah, we had a training where it taught us how to say it. But yeah, but then when I called my realtor to meet me at the house, she would come in and they just go right to her. Blonde hair, blue eyes, pretty girl, small skirt, like stuff like that. And it was just like, you didn't say one word to me, but someone like her walks in. And that's when I just had the idea. And I was just like, you know what, dude, I'm just going to do it. And we had a guy in Gilbert, he labeled himself the tattooed lawyer. And he got a bunch of business from that. And he went from having one small office to getting multi-offices, he had billboards, commercials all over the place. So I kind of took that and just ran. I went to school. I finished real estate school in 3 weeks. Did the school and all the testing in 3 weeks and got it done with and just started going after it.
That's an awesome story, man. That's so cool. And it just goes to show you it's not anything. It's just how hard you work and how much you bust your ass.
Yeah, I was at a job where I've been miserable for 13 years working.
What'd you do before this? Like, what was your thing before this?
I worked for PepsiCo, so I drove a semi. I delivered to convenience stores and grocery stores and all that. And it was just like backbreaking labor. I was working at midnight, didn't have time for the family. Just had a big toll, and it was just like I've always wanted a job. Like I want to work for money. Like I want to work. I love working. I got a great work ethic, but I'm just like I made the same amount as a guy who was the worst worker we had.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a job where I can just enjoy. And in real estate, I knew I could do that. Mm-hmm. And your production is what you're willing to put in. Mm-hmm. I just knew I had a circle of friends and family, and I had a good online presence. I was like, I can do this. It's just getting people to go past that stigma and just be like, because there's people that rather work with me than someone like you. There's people that rather work with you than someone like me.
Yeah.
So there's 40 in our market. There's I think 50,000 active real estate agents.
Wow.
And it's like there's only one that looks like me. So like if I can carve out like a little piece of that pie and use my look for me, I was just like, then I'd have an advantage over everybody else who's been doing this for 20 years, who has that pipeline over the last 10 years and has all those referrals. So it's the only thing I can do to catch up to them is have my own niche market.
Yeah, but you got to realize, man, with the world and the internet and content, you can kind of put out who you are, and then people are going to respond to that and respect that, and they're going to want to do business with you.
Yeah, you know, real estate's it's a referral-based business. So it's like for me to gain business for the rest of my career, I got to take care of people. I got to know what I'm talking about and have the knowledge. So I knew once I get that group of people, then the referrals will just come. Don't use me for my look. Like I'm going to take care of you. I want you to trust me.
Yeah.
That's where the main business is, you know.
Well, I'll give you an example. I've been doing this forever. I'm pretty good with marketing too. I'm actually really good with marketing. And last year, 81% of my transactions were from what I call my warm market. So, I mean, no matter what, and I kind of feel like a failure as a marketer because I feel like it should be 50-50, you know, like cold market, warm market. And no matter what, it's kind of still the people that love that know you, like you, even care about you are who are going to help you make money.
81% came from what kind of market?
See, my company, we kind of grade everything as cold market, warm market.
Oh, okay.
Your marketing to the world's your cold market. Warm market is people you know, old clients, stuff like that. And I mean, I probably in the last 10 years I can source 400 transactions to 8 people. So it's really awesome like that. But that's kind of we have a lot of investors. I founded and I run the Real Estate Investment Association, so I'm blessed with that. I know so many investors. I mean, if I find a good deal, I always tell people this that want to be wholesale investors. If you find a good deal and you got to call more than 5 people, it ain't a deal. Really that easy. Now, doing retail real estate's a whole different ball of wax, and that's kind of what my wife is more. She actually really gets into the whole retail thing. I'm more investment and commercial, but in the beginning, you're probably higher than 80% your warm market. Like I would consider anybody that interacting with you on social media to be your warm market.
Okay, yeah. Well, three of my closings came from open houses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people had no idea who I was. I mean, I can get people that know, love, and trust me to use me for sure, but I'm more proud of the fact that I got these people from open houses, like closings, and like it's just they came in. It was just like this is before I had my car branded, my own signs, and all that. So they came into they were just like, wow, who the hell is this guy? But
no, that's a great thing. I've always said in real estate, whether it's your persona, the market you go after, you gotta have a niche, and if because there's so many realtors out there and Jeff, the stats better than I do, but just generally like 5 or 10% of the realtors in any given market probably do 50% of the business or more, but it's because they find their niche. They know what they're good at. There are some really good buyer's agents. There's some really good seller's agents. Jeff does good things with, commercial hybrid into investment. I'm mostly land and new construction. That's my niche. So it's important for young realtors or any realtor for that matter, because 90% of them suck, to find what their niche is and then just grind and fucking go hard at it. Sorry.
And be you. Most importantly, be genuine. Yeah. I mean, I actually listen. Most of the internet, especially YouTube, is just I call them charlatans. But like Gary Vee is pretty real. I mean, Gary Vee's just like put yourself out there, be you. People that respect you, people that think like you, are going to come do business with you, and it's really just that simple. You need to know what you're doing. You need to prove to people that hey, I trust you with my business. Are you going to screw me over? Do you're going to not check the right box on the contract, stuff like that? But ultimately, be you. I mean, you is the most important thing you have in today's world because there's 10,000 agents. It's not like they can't get on Zillow and get 50 people calling them in an hour.
Yeah. So that's what I focus myself on a lot. I go to a lot of CE classes. I go above and beyond. Like I read the Cromford report all the time. Like I'm doing stuff to I don't want to be the tattooed realtor and use me because I'm different. I got this marketing and this and that. I want you to use me because of my knowledge. And that's something I'm 5 months in, but I could tell you I'm studying more than people 10 years in. Like
the key is, Justin, is you got to pick something, whether it's a demographic farm or a geographic farm, and you got to pick something and you just got to become the best at it. Like if it's a geographic farm, man, you got to look at every active listing. You need to drive by the closed ones. It's kind of hard to tour the closed ones unless you're willing to really put yourself out there. But drive by the pendings. Most importantly, drive by the expireds, because you can pull in front of something that's sold and something that expired, and 100% it's usually right there. Why? At this price point, this house never sold. At this price point, this house has new owner. And it's really that simple, man. But just pick something and get at it.
Yeah.
So what do tell us about? Because I'm curious. You're new and jumped into business. Tell us, what was your biggest challenge other than the whole tattoo perception thing?
Well, I had another job at the very beginning, so I've always had I'm more like I wouldn't have a stable life growing up. So I have two small kids, and my most important thing is them and having a stable income for them. So I was working crazy hours. I'd get up at 11 p.m. and I'd work until 11 a.m. and then have to go try to show houses before my kids got out at 2 o'clock. And it's just I made no time for real estate just because it was just I had everything else. But once I started digging full time, so I quit my job at the end of January. So from February to now, I've been just doing real estate. I've had time.
What was the point that you said I have to quit my job? What was the thing that you realized I got to quit my job?
Because I'm on the internet telling everybody to follow their dreams and to stop thinking you can't do something because you're not supposed to. And how I wasn't supposed to do real estate, how I jumped in. I've never been happier. But here, this whole time, I had this safety net. So I was like, I'm not even believing myself if I have this safety net where if I fail, I always have this to fall back on. So I'm just like, why? I shouldn't have that if I fail thought. And someone had called me out on that too. A guy on my team, he runs the team. And he's just like, everyone sees your potential except for you. He's like, I'm sitting there telling you what you can do, and you keep telling me you can't because this, and that. And that's I kind of gotten that realization. It's like, if I really think I can do this and I want to do it, I got to go full speed and not have a safety.
Yeah, I was a little more conservative, and I got to the point where I couldn't afford to go to work anymore. I was a restaurant manager, and actually my first gig in this industry was as a mortgage broker. And then I went on to own my own company, and then when the market blew up, my wife already had her license, and we transitioned into doing full-time real estate. But I was at the point where it was costing me money to go to work. And,
really?
But it's hard to give up that security.
Yeah. Well, I had health insurance and I had all that, but literally it was just like when clients want to go see homes and you got to line up 8 listings and shoot, I'm going to be at work till noon. And then I still haven't slept all day and my kids so it's just like, I really couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Had to get a couple deals closed, get a little bit of cushion in the bank account, and then you can quit the job. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell everybody who does like 2 things. I'm like, all right, get a couple closings, get enough so you got 30 days, 60 days worth of money, and then you got to go balls out. That's what it is.
Well, I had 2 closings, and literally I had 2 in escrow, and the day I quit my job, the next day, both the ones I had in escrow fell out.
Oh, wow.
And it just kind of hit me like, and you tell the people on your team that, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's real estate. And to me, it was like, dude, I just quit my freaking job. Like, I'm done. And it's just like, no, it makes you just grind harder. And one of them came back in eventually, and the other one, it just left. So it was just like, it was time to get to work. And I don't do like door knocking, and I'm really bad at lead generation. So my only lead generation is my sphere and open houses. So
that kind of brings me to. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
No, you're your typical agent, and it's a special breed to cold call.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't. They start cussing me out, and then I start feeling bad about myself, and doing this, and no, that's not me. So,
and I can't door knock.
Is an animal on the phone.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to door knocking people either. I don't want to scare them off.
Yeah, no, I think today the world's changed, man.
Yeah,
it's not what it used to be. If you were trying to break into real estate in the 50s, that would have been pretty rough.
Yeah, you would have been in trouble.
Well, luckily for me, they ended up like doing a news story and stuff on me, and I've had that social media presence. So when I go a lot in my town, like Gilbert, people have seen me around. They've seen my car, they've seen the news, or they've seen my social media. So at least I have that going for me.
What social media is generating the most leads for you right now?
Facebook, probably.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you got an Instagram too, and I've been toying around, but I don't know that Instagram translates to real estate. I don't know. I'm 47. I'm probably too old for Instagram anyway.
It hasn't for me. I use Instagram because I do acting on the side. So a lot of those people on there from like acting stuff and from like they're young people. So it's not. If you look up every realtor on Instagram, it's the same hashtags and the same pictures and stuff. And I don't think people on Instagram are really interested in that.
Yeah.
At least Facebook, when someone that knows me sees a video, they share it. Now all their people are the ones that are seeing me.
Yeah.
That's what it's mostly for. Instagram.
Jeff, you do a ton of LinkedIn. How does that work for you?
We get traffic. Believe it or not, I get the most traffic from Twitter.
Really?
I've got an automated thing that shares a lot of content everywhere. And I equate Twitter to, just as a Tim Ferriss, I poached this off his podcast, but he says Twitter is interacting on Twitter is walking down an alley and there's 4-story buildings above you, and everybody's throwing flower pots from the roof. Because if you wander into the political side of there, it's over. You know what I mean? And it denigrates into that, and it's hard to do business. I actually generate a fair amount off Twitter. I generate a decent amount off LinkedIn, but LinkedIn's really about your DM game more than anything else.
Oh.
But when you look at Facebook is interest, Google is intent. So like if you're branding, if you're trying to, just like what Justin talked about, people see his videos, they share them. That's branding, and at some point they're going to be like, hey, there's 80,000 realtors in this area. I want to hang out with the dude that looks cool, so I'm going to go hang out with him. To go see a house, because ultimately, when you're helping somebody buy a house, you're hanging out with them. You're going to spend a lot of time with them. You're going to talk to them. You're going to text them. You want to do that with somebody you actually like.
The first real estate class I took, the teacher's like, you can know everything about real estate. He's like, you know the numbers up and down, left and right, and know the market and this and that. He's like, but at the end of the day, they have to like you if they're going to use you.
Amen.
And that's the one thing I had going for me from the beginning.
One of my early real estate mentors, he called it LTR, like, trust, and respect. You have to earn 2 out of the 3. If you can get all 3, you definitely got the deal. But if you can at least get 2 out of the 3, they'll do business with you.
That's good. I'm gonna use that too.
Well, you think about, like we talked about the cold market, the warm market, and you meet people that you don't know, you do a good deal with them. Now you got them in the warm market, and that's this whole game, man. Is you just market, do business, talk to people without being that pushy, obnoxious realtor. Publix is our big grocery store in town, and I mean, somebody will mention the word like, "Hey, I'm going to build a deck on my house," and if you're in line at Publix, there's some realtor handing you a card. It's just the way, and it's kind of annoying. Like, and I found it, and I run the Real Estate Investment Association. My first meeting was, I feel old saying this, November of 2004, but I watch people work the room, and we'll have 70 to 100 people at our meeting. And I've watched the only people that do this are real estate agents, and they will walk through the room and they'll just hand a card and shake hands with everybody in the room instead of taking 2 people and getting to know them.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me about your business model. What do you do? If I brought you something that was like the perfect deal, what would that be? Really understand somebody. But real estate agents are the only ones I meet that do that they'll walk through and just hand everybody a business card. And I'm not calling that person for nothing. You know what I mean? And you take some time, get to know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very low. I hate pressure. So I'm very, very low pressure because I hate pressure.
I'm the anti-sell. I mean, I sit down because Reed will tell you I'm big on math. And so I'll put the math on the table, and the math does the selling. I just go, hey, what do you think? And wait for them to talk.
Yeah. So if you ask me what my weak suit in real estate is, it's the sales aspect. I don't have that closing ability because when I meet people, I'm more like, if you're going to use me, you're going to use me. I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to keep reaching out to you. If I'm sending you listings, you're not responding to them, I'm not going to keep going. Like, I'm just like real low pressure. And that's my team. It drives the team lead crazy because he's an old used car salesman and he has no sphere, but this dude sells 50 a year. He's just hard talker, getter. Like, he's high pressure. So I'm trying to balance the two, my weak suit and his strong suit, and try to find that medium that's going to work for me.
Ultimately, that's him, and then you're you. So you just got to do you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some middle ground there. I mean, you're gonna pick up sales techniques, but in retail real estate, which sounds like that's your niche, at least right now. That's where you're starting in the game. Yeah. Either they like the damn house and it's priced right, or it's not. You can't make somebody like greenhouses if they don't like greenhouses. You can tell them it's only $2,000 to paint it, but it is what it is. And shit, that's probably why I'm not in a lot. I don't do a lot of retail. I'm probably have a hybrid between you and Jeff. I do a little bit of retail, but for me, that's why I like investors. Either the numbers make sense or the numbers don't make sense. It's literally that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, retail's fun though too. Like, we had a closing today in the middle of all this, and it's my old neighbor. I lived across the street from him for 13 years. And it's kind of weird watching your good friend sell your house. That I was drunk on his porch more times than I can count.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he's a good dude. I laugh at him because he's the fountain of youth with this guy. I met him 19 years ago, and he hasn't aged a day. You know what I mean? He's like the exact same dude 19 years later. But, there's that part. I kind of don't do the retail and all that because, like, my friends, I want to guide my friends, people I care about, into not making a bad decision. And it's really easy in real estate to make a bad decision.
Oh, yeah, I focus I'm more retail. We have a team. Our team does a lot of investments, but in Arizona, this market is so saturated with investors and like wholesalers and flippers. Yeah. It's like completely saturated. It's hard to get into it right now.
So if you could design, hey Justin, if you could design your perfect business, like just the people you want to do business with, what would it be, dude?
Give me an example. Say it one more time. Give me an example.
Just perfect clients coming to you. What would it be?
I mean, I would love to do luxury real estate. That's always been my go-to. That's what I would want to be. If I could pick any job, I'd be a luxury real estate agent.
I want to share something with you. I did expert witness work for one of our prominent attorneys in town, and I was really happy that the house got bought by our biggest car dealer in town. Reed will know who I'm talking about with that. But the luxury, I got paid to analyze, I think 01 to 07 at the time, the luxury market. And what I learned is it's a wonderful place to go broke.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Well, it's just like 5% of them make all the money. Now, when you get a check, it's legit.
Yeah.
But it's a tough market to break into. You could probably break into it just because you've got, you're bringing something to the table besides, spouses selling houses or whatever most people bring to the table on that. But luxury's tough because you generally gotta live there. You gotta spend it, you gotta drive it, you gotta wear it, what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta roll up in a Bentley to sell those houses.
Yeah. Well, we had a guy that worked in my brokerage. I did an open house at their listing. It was a $3.3 million house, but they had, over the span of the year, they spent $20,000 on marketing, and they ended up losing it because it didn't sell in a year, and they went with somebody else. So
the best way, it's kind of like when I do commercial. A lot of the commercial guys that do big deals, the drinks are really good, but there's a long time between drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. That Gatorade tastes real good when you got it, but it may be 6 months till you get another Gatorade. Me, I think I'd rather live off popcorn because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
I like working with like the families and stuff that I never thought would work with me, that have trusted me, like them coming to me. Like that's the perfect market for me right now that I'm working with, is just people that they have families and stuff, and they just trust me, and it makes me feel good. I wish I would have done this 5 years ago, and I would have been happy 5 years ago instead of just now, because this is literally the last 2 months have been the most stressful because money's not coming in like it used to, but I've never been happier in my life because I was 13 years miserable at work.
Let me tell you your future. I had a deal in 08 where not only did I walk the family into buying the home they were in that was in foreclosure as a short sale, even talked to a guy who was a client of his to lend him money to buy the house. And they got like 3 acres in town for like $100,000. I mean, wow, it's worth $300 today, but then they wouldn't have it if they sold it. And I just sold their oldest son a house, and he's 22, played football with my boys, you know what I mean? And that's an honor when you help mom and dad, and then 10, 15 years later you are helping their kids buy houses. You know what I mean? So you kind of become a generational thing. I was actually pretty honored to help this kid buy his first house. I mean, my wife in our world in Steelbridge, my wife is a negotiator because you don't want to mess with Christina. Christina's going to pick your pocket. She's going to get everything. I don't have time for that. I'm like, just get the deal done. I got to move on. You know what I mean? I got time for this. I'm a marketing guy. To where my wife, you don't want to mess with my wife. My wife's going to have you signing over half your stuff by the end of the and you'll do it with a smile because she's nice, as opposed to me, and I'm just me.
Yeah. Well,
you'll have that honor coming up if you stay in this business and you keep grinding, man, to where the people that you're helping now in 10, 15 years, man, you're going to be putting their kids in a house. And it's really an honor to be that guy.
So I put it a long time ago. I was like, I don't have clients. I want to make you my family. Like, I really want to take care of you. And I think you know this, because if anyone putting food on my kid's plate, I'm going to treat like family. And that's essentially what they're doing. And I don't know if you knew this, for closing, instead of a closing gift, I get my clients a tattoo. Two reasons. Like, one, because it's my name, like the Tattooed Realtor. Like, that's cool that you get a tattoo at closing. I mean, some people don't like tattoos. I give them something else. But another reason is when they look at that tattoo, they're going to know who got it for them. So they're not going to forget.
I got to get one. How hard
That's
is it to
a
get
cool
a
ass
tattoo?
idea. I like that. And I only have one tattoo, but I get another one.
Yeah,
well, if they look at it, they'd be like, say that again?
How hard is it to get a tattoo covered up with something different? Is it a big deal?
It just depends how dark it is.
Because I had one. I'll have to send you a picture. I want to go get it redone. I was a young Marine, came back from the Middle East, dropped $20 worth of $1.75 Mai Tais in Waikiki, and ended up with a tattoo that made a lot of sense at that moment. But today, I'm like, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
And I want to get it covered up and redone, or maybe just redone a little bit, because I actually could turn it into the Marine Corps emblem.
Now tattoo artists it's so different nowadays. It's so much easier to do stuff like that with the ink. So they'll just, however dark it is, they'll just make that the dark spot of the new tattoo. So
Okay.
if you were getting like a dragon, they would probably make it the underbelly where it's going to be dark. So there's ways to do it.
I'll tell you about get one now, just because I know they got it. I know they need money.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, those guys are probably hurting right now.
Yeah. They for sure.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to go for number 2.
Yeah.
Reed, I want you to get my face as a tramp stamp, bro.
You know what? I was thinking that, but I was going to go full body with you in a Speedo.
I'll pose for the pic if you'll do the tat.
Are you guys both in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we see each other. He's
Not like that.
Yeah, well, you know.
What part?
Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Cape Coral.
Okay.
We're on the Gulf Coast side of Florida.
Okay. Is that like
Basically like South Beach, where everything's cool, where you're probably doing rap videos? We're about as far from that as you can be.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
You said the median house ranges out there were in the hundreds?
No, median price right now is $220-ish.
Okay, yeah,
$225.
we're about 290 for median.
Yeah, our average is about 3 something. We're different that we've got, your median is kind of your people that live here and work here. And then you've got the average price, which is like your golf access houses, all that.
Okay.
Because we've got, it's a weird modality here that you've got, you got a canal that's a freshwater, you got a canal that's a saltwater, and there's a lot of weird modalities here. And so, I live in an area called North Fort Myers where everybody thinks we're country. And I'm sitting here looking at, I got a 4-3 on the water with a pool and a guest house. But if you ask your average person in Lee County what a North Fort Myers is, they're going to think you're kind of, hillbillies.
Jeff, you're talking waterfront real estate to a guy from Arizona. He's like, what is this thing you call waterfront?
We have
You
lakes.
love it, dude. Go show him your view. Reed lives on the 8 lakes. It's legit.
Here you go.
Can you show him your view?
Yeah, that's
Nice. Yeah, my view is nothing but the construction going on. They're building a hospital. Because in Arizona, they build something every week. You can't drive anywhere without construction here.
So where's most of your leads come from? Are they locals? Because I know Arizona's got a lot of people from Cali moving in.
Yeah, so right now a lot of Washington, Cali people are moving here. But in Gilbert, where I'm at, they have Google opening them up. So we're all trying to figure out a way to jump on all these California people because they're selling their houses for.
Oh God, they're leading in droves. I've sold, and I don't do a lot of retail, but I've sold like 4 or 5 like Orange County people that just want to escape Orange County because Orange County used to be one thing and now it's turned into something else. And I've sold several people from Orange County houses. They're like, all right, people are like halfway normal in Florida. So yeah, they're exiting,
Really?
and they're probably exiting to Arizona more than Florida. But you know, they want the weather.
Yeah. Well, you guys are similar to the weather here, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get hotter, but we get a lot more humid.
Yeah, humid. Yeah.
Well, anyway, is this a good place to wrap it up, guys?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Justin, it's good to call you a friend now that I've talked to you for, half an hour. And, if there's ever anything that we can do for you or, deals you want to run past us or anything like that, man, we'll always be here for you, especially since
you guys reaching out and all that. And do I have you? Reed, do I have you on Facebook?
Yeah, I've got you on Facebook, and I used your cell phone from Facebook. Is that your real cell phone number?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll save you in my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, how would we get a hold of Justin if we're in Arizona and want to buy a house?
Like my phone number? Oh, you can see my car. I got my phone number up blasted all over it. But Jeff, do I have you on Facebook?
Yeah. I'm gonna upload this to Facebook and tag us in all three of it.
Okay, cool.
And then stick it on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Jeff, are you gonna cut this?
Dropbox it too if you want to use. Anybody wants to use it too.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have the guy cut this up into some little pieces we can use for some content then.
We can. I got my boy Arif in Indonesia who can do this for us.
All right, cool.
I love chatting with other. I think real estate, when I didn't realize how cutthroat it is. And a lot of people here are such in competition with each other. And I was like, I view realtors more as not competition, but someone I can learn from. So it's cool to talk to.
The only competition you got is a dude that looks at you in the mirror every morning. I mean, really and truly, that's the only competition you got. And the agents that are like that, I laugh because, we co-broke more than 50% of our deals. So you got to work with all these people. So why be that person?
Yeah, I like how people reach out to me and want to talk to me. It just makes me feel good. So I can learn from every single one of you guys, and that's what I want to. I want to be in this business for the rest of my life, so I want to learn as much as I can from everybody.
It's
trying to get hold of Justin. What's the best way to do it?
My cell phone, or Facebook Messenger.
What's your cell phone number?
602-690-8867. Oh, you're asking for the for the video. Yeah, or on Instagram, I'm Tattooed, TOO_tattooed.
So hold on, before we get you off here. So I see you in Facebook. You're doing photo shoots. What kind of videos and stuff have you been in, and acting wise?
Oh, I used to do a lot of TV shows. Now I do a lot of more music videos and stuff because it's harder for me to get out there. I had a chance. I was going to move out there a while ago, but my kids are here, and I don't want to uproot them. Their mom and I share time, so it's either I move there and I'm only going to get them in summer and on the breaks, and I could barely go a week without seeing them. So
yeah,
you got to focus on what's real.
Yeah, so I was like, my time passed, so I think that's selfish if I try to chase a dream that's so hard. So now I just do back and forth. Whenever they'll call me if it's interesting, I'll go out there and do it. But TV, I did Sons of Anarchy and Bones, and I used to do all those TV shows, and it's real fun. I love it. It's nothing big, but I just love acting.
Dude, I'm a huge Sons of Anarchy fan. I was so sad with how that ended up.
Yeah, me too.
That was so sad.
They're making a movie, but it's not the same.
Yeah, no.
That was that, and then they tried with the Mayans. They tried to redo it, and it was not good. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of it, but just the way Sons of Anarchy, it breaks your heart the way it ends.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. You're like, it's almost like a sadist wrote it. You know what I mean? They hook you in, they bring you into this story, and then by the end of the story, they're just tearing your heart out.
Yeah, I met Kurt when I did the episode I was on. He was there.
That's cool.
It was cool to meet him.
So Reed, what do you do? How would people get a hold of you?
Me? I'm real easy to get a hold of. My cell's 239-229-5948. Reed at landwealth.com. So I'm easy to get a hold of.
I'm Jeff Tamburello. You can call me on my cell, 239-671-8248. Or if I put this video out, just leave a comment. So enjoy this, guys. Happy hour. This is the best happy hour in a bit.
Amen.
Cheers. Thanks.
Take care, fellas.
Later, guys.